My name is Lorenzo Rodriguez. Today's presentation will be done on pull-ups for the Concordia University Irvine Master of Science in Coaching and Athletic Administration, Biomechanics Course 588. With this presentation, I will be covering the topics of torque and power mostly. And in torque, it's the rotary effect of force about an axis of rotation measured as the product of the force and the perpendicular distance between the force's line of action and the axis. That is the definition given by the biomechanics book that is assigned to this course. And the factors that make up torque is force, which is represented by F, the angle of that force, which is represented by sine theta, or the value of sine theta, and the length of the moment arm, which is the lowercase d. All of that multiplied gives you torque. So how is torque linked to pull-ups? So in torque, you use force, which is derived by the strength or the muscle force that the muscles generate. The lever would be your arms, which are attached at your shoulders, and your shoulders connect to your arms, and the arms hang on a pull-up bar, and that is varied from athlete to athlete. Every athlete has different length of arms and muscle strength. The other force that would be is the angle of that occurs from the start to the finish of the movement, which is the start is the hanging portion of the body, and the finish would be up and over the bar. So, as stated, the other factor would be power, which is work over time, which work is represented by joules and time over seconds. And it takes about 400 joules per second to generate a one pull-up. And in the concentric phase, that is when you're using most of the power to pull your body up and over, which is finding both the weights of the athlete and going against the gravity, which is also, like I said, one of the factors that affect torque. Another one would be this muscular strength, which is the amount of force that's produced by the muscles, and the angle of the moment arm, or of the force, which is generated by both the technique and by the length of the arms. So, in going back to power, so how is power being applied here? So it's again going into, which meshes into the force or the muscle strength that is generated by the muscles. In injuries that happen occur a lot in kipping, which is mostly done in crossfitting, where the athlete actually tries to use the momentum, which is cutting away from torque because it's using force, and it is actually getting that momentum of the body and the force to generate, which generates the movement to go up and over the bar, which can actually yield to either knocking yourself out by hitting your head on the bar, or actually injuring your shoulders, which yield to shoulder impingement because of the swelling in the subacromial space. One of the papers that I read was on electromyographs, and they did a study on which muscles were being used, and deltoids were one of them, brachioradialis was another, biceps brachii, teres major and minor, latissimus dorsi, your rhomboids, your traps. One of the lectures that I was reading over, or actually listening to, was from Jeff Cavalier, who is a physical therapist, and he stated that one of the biggest problems is weakness in the brachioradialis. And the brachioradialis is activated when your hand is in the prone position, which is the position that we use in pull-ups. Another one of the pointers that he pointed out was the strength and stability of the core. Because if you don't keep a tight core and a tight body while you're doing the movement, the energy flow from the whole body is going all over the place like a flopping fish. And he talks about the energy leaks, which is going into also into power. By generating that tight body, produces much more force, and it streamlines the force to get the body up and over the bar, which is linked to both power and torque. Again, he suggests to start off with a modified pull-up to be able to get more numbers into your repetitions of your pull-ups, and a stable-wise exercise to strengthen the lower portion of the traps, and to be able to strengthen the serratus as well, which will help generate a lot more force and power into your pull-ups. So without any further ado, it's going back and linking everything together by keeping a stable core, stable and tight body to be able to generate more force, therefore generate more power and more torque ultimately.